Hey friends, this is Farid Pramani with Ignite the Spark again today, Wednesday morning. With us today, our speaker is Brian Payne, who is the CEO of Scout Deals, and it's like a graphic company. He'll be sharing more about it, what kind of niche it works in. So, the mentor for today, he'll walk you through his success journey as we try to bring in every time a new person who has been an innovator, achiever. He's also the award winner for International Spirit at the Work Award. Let me try to invite him in. And hey Brian, can you hear me? Hey Brian, how you doing?
Hey, Fareed, how are
Good,
you?
good, bless, bless. How's everything you're in?
It's good. Yeah, no complaints, no
Bless,
complaints.
bless. Thanks for taking time out, Brian, and being our mentor of the day. So we have a different wide range of audience, and every time the Ignite the Spark started from the radio broadcasting, but we try to now move towards the Facebook Live, so audience can also put in more questions and learn from your success journey. So having a quick chat with you, I learned really innovative things about you. Your passion, your Scout Deals venture, and the international awards that you have received. So just walk us through, walk us through how you started, what you do right now, what kind of niche you serve, because our audience mostly have people who are looking for a career transition. Some of them wants to escape the 9 to 5 life, getting into the business world, entrepreneurship. So just walk us through yourself. The ball is in your court, and then we'll take it onwards from there.
Sure. Well, I'll start at the end. So right now, what I'm doing, first of all, I've been a lifelong entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, but also with a little bit of a blend because not only am I one of those people that starts businesses, I'm also able to grow businesses. So I've had that unique experience. So right now, what I'm doing is I have launched a company called Scout Deals, Skout Deals, and it's a deal finding app, and we're trying to really change the way that people find deals nearby. So the quickest, easiest way to describe what we're doing is we're trying to help bricks and mortar businesses kind of do what Amazon does for the internet, where you can find anything you're looking for on the internet through Amazon for bricks and mortar. So you do the same thing. You want to find something, but we'll show you where it is nearby, not on the internet, but nearby. So that's what I'm doing right now. The way I got started was very entrepreneurial, as I mentioned. Did the newspaper sort of things as a kid and started a lawn care business, which by the time I was in high school, we had 13 employees.
Wow, that's impressive.
Then, after that, I went right from high school into business. I did not go to college. And I started what I would call my real first significant business at the age of 24. And it was called Embassy Graphics. And we grew it to be from startup, couple of credit cards and a little bit of cash, and we grew it to be one of the largest digital print facilities in North America before I sold it about 7 years ago, and then I launched another business in Silicon Valley for a few years, revolutionizing yearbooks. Got out of that 3 years ago, and then I started this Scout Deals venture. So that's a little bit about my background.
You're the real dropout entrepreneur, we always heard and read about, it's nice to have you here. So, trying to learn from you, like you've been into multiple businesses from the very early age, experimenting out, selling companies, making companies, and flipping it over as well. So how do you get into a new business? Is it the passion that follows, or is it a certain KPIs, key performance indicators that interests you, or is it that everything and anything?
Well, I think there's no one factor, but there's a few that are really important. So first thing is finding something. You've got to be in the right place at the right time. And I've seen people that are extremely smart, brilliant people get into a business that's just not at the right place at the right time, and no matter what they do, it's not going to succeed. So timing is really, really important. The other part of it is that that you need to have a passion for it as well. So it has to be something that you can get behind and you can believe in and you can get drive and feel that you can get really passionate behind it. So it's really timing, and then there's, in terms of the passion. And then, of course, you have to look at it from a KPI standpoint as well. Really do your due diligence. One of the things that I tell a lot of people, and what I learned myself the hard way, is before you get into a business, it's so easy to think about all the wonderful things about it and the dreams and how much money you're going to make and how your lifestyle is going to change. But the reality is, and often people spend a lot of money in the romance of business, is what I call it, that
That's a
romance.
good word.
And what's easy, it's easy to do, but it's hard to do for many people, is to go out and actually see if it's going to work before it works. So to give a prime example, before I started Scout Deals, I actually put together a PowerPoint, I put together kind of a business plan, and we actually walked to merchants in 4 cities. I had 4 of us. I took one city and we walked and we said, look, you're the owner of this business. If I had this, would you purchase it? And I did the same thing. I contacted some of the presidents of the large, Domino's and senior VPs of McDonald's. And that was part of the process. So to me, it's like, that helps determine, are you in the right place at the right time? Do you have something that someone's going to buy? And it saves you a lot of time and aggravation by doing that, and a lot of money by finding that out up front. So those are the 3 things
So
that I
that's
would
a good
suggest.
idea. Even pre-testing at the idea level, rather than moving ahead and blinding your eyes and just getting in down
Exactly.
before as a pre-test. So that's good, because people are not able to get or gather up that confidence. Usually, what we have seen, we have got a really nice tweet, because it's all connected to our LinkedIn tweets and broadcast. I have some radio, viewership spread out all across the channel. So the question, Brian, that came was, is it always good to get into the passion-based business, or you have to usually follow where the money is?
I I think business in general, I've been into a number of businesses. So whether it was lawn care, graphic arts, yearbook business, deal finding business, I think what I get, you can get passionate about most any business if you look at it the right way. Because business, it's not just the product that you get passionate about; it's the whole experience. So you have
Right.
challenges, you have, people, staff, you have strategy. So there's a lot of things that you can really get passionate about within the business. I still believe, though, that it has to be something that you like. It's no different than a sport. If you're passionate about a certain sport, you're going to do better with it. If you're not as passionate about that sport, then you're really going to have to try to pull out other areas where you can get passionate. So maybe, but I do believe that you have to have a sincere interest and be able to have at least the passion or the interest to see the vision of the business. If you could see that vision of where it's going, then that automatically the passion kicks in.
So, Brian, another quick question. What is that inspiration that drives you to work so hard, like one after another business? Why you can go contented and relaxed? What is that burning desire that keeps you moving and leading on the difficult time? Because that's a good say. And always I learned from the mentors who are here that many of them, like 90% of them, I've realized that whenever they follow their passion, the success is quicker, because they enjoy the journey more than just
Right.
finances to flow. But what is your philosophy and passion behind starting up the business? What is your drive, and how should
Right.
an initial
Well,
entrepreneur create that drive, if he is not aware of it?
yeah. Well, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I can tell you that there's always this deep driven. It starts in childhood, and it could be, maybe it's part of the DNA, maybe it's part of the growing up, the parenting. My family, we were always trying to achieve and succeed, and I think it's just an innate thing that you have, that you want to overcome. And at least in my case, I would just say the desire, motivation for me is to continue to grow. And that's probably the best way. I had an opportunity at one stage when I had sold a business where I semi-retired. And I will say it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I realized one thing: I can't retire, because you need that constant sort of challenges and experiences. And that's what really makes life worth living, is all those sort of tough situations and overcoming and challenges and the failures. I've probably had way more failures than successes, although luckily my successes have been in the right spot. But I just think it's an internal drive that we all have.
Perfect, perfect. Brian, what was a turning point in your life which led you to leave the high school and start your business?
What was it? Can you repeat
What
that
was the
question just
turning
once
point
more?
in your life which led you decide that now it's the right time to business and leaving the high school, being a dropout?
Because I can't work for anybody.
Okay.
In school, I had a tough time listening to teachers. There was always that one that had a lot of credibility,
Okay.
and you'd listen to. The other ones, you'd say, I can't listen to you.
Mhm.
And then when I would start working for people, maybe it's that perfectionism in me, but I would always see what's wrong with things, and I was just a terrible employee. I was the type of employee you just don't want to hire. So I figured I'm probably better off starting my own
Right.
and going in that direction.
Right. Having your own kingdom and then just moving it at your own.
That's right. If someone's going to mess it up, it's going to be me.
Well, okay, I don't want to take more of your time because it's a 15-minute talk, and I really appreciate it's a busy working day. Wednesdays are usually that busy. Just last two questions. Is there any good proverb or a quotation that you always keep in mind that drives you internally as your philosophy behind success?
Yeah, the one to me is that we're always faced with these, great opportunities that are disguised as impossible situations. So you look at it, the opportunity is always in the impossible, and it's the one other phrase I use is necessity is the mother of all invention. So even if you don't have any money, there's a way around it. And often money doesn't solve the problem. So it's, there's always the opportunity, there's always a solution, and necessity is the mother of all invention.
There you go. Last question for today. Brian, I really want to talk to more about it, but it's 15 minutes. We have to keep respecting your time. Um, Habit always makes or breaks the person, right? So, what are these three habits that you have, that you follow, and that has shaped you out personally, which audience can also learn from you?
Well, the first one that I have is never procrastinate. I learned that from when I did work for someone, the first boss that I ever had. Do it now, and there's a huge value to getting things done now. The other thing is as an entrepreneur is always talk to each other, to talk to your people, and constantly communicate the vision. That is so important because by doing that, you'll get them passionate about the business as well, and they feel that it's inclusive. And then because I'm in the technology world, I always focus on user experience. And that can be user experience with a customer, and it can also be user experience internally with your own staff. So those are the three that I would say are
So
most
do it
important.
now. Don't procrastinate. Talk to your employees, get them involved, and take care of your customer, whether it's you or.
Yeah, the user experience.
Thank you, Brian. Really wonderful, nice learning from you. Your time. Have a good one and stay connected.
Likewise, thank you. Have a good one. Ciao. Bye-bye.